Well, hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining in for another episode of Living Life on Your Terms. I am your life coach, Jackie Wilson, and I thank you all for joining in. Well, today's topic is on healing. And every time, I'm always talking about healing because I believe healing is so very vital to who we are as human beings. I believe it's very, very important. It helps us through our personal development. It helps us to be able to have healthier relationships. It also helps us to be able to connect better with other people. It helps us to just have more joy in our life, to be, feel more comfortable with who we are. It exudes throughout our bodies when we are healed from hurt and pain that we've dealt with in our past. We just have a different glow to our face, to our body, to just who we are. Our mind, our body, and our soul is so much more relaxed when we have let go of the hurt and the pain, and we're no longer carrying on to all of those negative emotions, because that creates negative energy within yourself when you're holding on to the negative hurt and pain that you've dealt with. And especially if you've held on to it for a number of years and you're continuing to hold on to it, you become a different person. It becomes a part of your characteristics. You can either be very irritable, very aggressive person. You can be a controlling person. You can be someone that's very negative with your words because of what has happened to you. So you may not realize it, but to other people, it could be very offensive. And they're like, oh my gosh, why is this person acting this way? So you just never know what type of behavior you're carrying and how that is being displayed to other people, and if it's offensive or if it's in a positive way. If it's positive, it's going to be because you're being positive. But if you're not being positive, it's going to be taken in a negative way, and guess what? It's going to cause you to keep attracting negative energy into your life. Your friends are going to be negative. Your relationships are going to be negative. You're going to have negative conversations. You're going to be a drama magnet for negativity to come into your life because you're holding on to all this negative energy. But once you realize that this negative energy that you've been holding on to and you need to release it, then you start to work on building yourself up, repairing yourself, and moving forward to let go and release all of this negative energy, right? So what I want to share with you all is I'm super, super excited about it because I've gone through a 10-year journey up until today where I have been working on myself. I've gone through practicing self-care, self-love. I've been able to release the negative energy connection that I had that was in my life years ago. And guess what? As a result of that, I feel more stronger. I'm wiser. I have higher self-esteem. I have higher self-worth. My confidence is higher. I know who I am. I'm more secure within myself instead of being insecure like I was before. And going through my healing journey has opened up my eyes to a whole different lifestyle of how I was living before. And so I want to share my journey with you all. When I was going through this journey, it was just different routines that I was doing. It was a system that was just for me. But I didn't realize that years later that I would actually give this same advice to other people, men and women, in order to help them to move forward in their life too. And so as I was going through this process, I realized it is a process. And so I had other people to tell me, you need to put this in as a workshop. You need to put this together in a book. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm already working on a book, but I didn't think about doing it as a workshop. And so now that I'm going through this process, I want to share with you all the books that I've written. I believe there are awesome books. They're actually healing journey books. And these are only two, a part of a book series that I have. So let me show you what these books look like. Okay. Now I know there's a typo in here. I'm not going to point it out to you, but I know there's a typo in here. So it's not going to actually be on the actual book. Okay. This is just the image of the book, but I wanted to share it with you all. Okay, so as you see that this is a self-love healing book series, okay? And so these are healing journals that you can write in. They're self-guided. They're interactive journals that you can write in. You answer, questions as you're going through. It really touches on the specific topics or behaviors, I want to say, that we hold on for dear life, which is like anger, betrayal, shame, and guilt, and fear we hold on to, and unforgiveness. We hold on to these, and pride and unforgiveness holds on to us as we're going through these different parts of our life, and holding on to these emotions that have been keeping us bound. And so the longer you hold on to that, like I told you before, it becomes a different part of you, and you've brought in that negative energy. But once you start going through and you write it down, not just in a regular journal, but this one is going to help you because it's going to touch on those particular emotions that we hold on to. And as you're going through and you're writing down how you're feeling, what you've been going through, it's going to make a huge difference in your life. And you're going to realize there is life after holding on to these emotional strongholds. That's what I call them. After you've held on to them for so long, they become a part of you. It becomes an emotional stronghold that you've been holding on to, something that you need to be able to let go so that your healing can begin. But you have to pull back those layers of those emotions that you've been holding on to in order for you to be able to start on a healing journey. So we're going through and filling out the exercises, or participating, I want to say, in journaling, writing down in the book. It's going to help you as you go through. This is things that I went through. Like I said, it wasn't in a book form when I was going through it, but it has helped me along the way. And so I wanted to share this with you all. And if you notice, these books, one book is for women and the other book is for teenagers. And so I was curious as to why I was writing the book for the women, where I ended up getting an idea of, hey, this would be great to write one for a teen. And I was thinking, why? But then I had to remember that as a teenager, I struggled with low self-esteem and low self-worth and no confidence. So this is a great opportunity for me to give back to teenagers and to help break that cycle, especially for women that are single. And you have children, you have little girls that you're raising. Little girls can use this book. It's really designed for little girls, but it doesn't specifically mean that you couldn't, let a boy use it as well. But I did, have it in my mind of putting this together so that it would be able to help a woman and her daughter along the journey, and they could help each other out. So if you want to use it, you can still tweak it for a little boy to use it, but it's really geared for young girls and for women to use it. Also, I wanted to share with you all, I'm super excited about it. I've started a workshop. So if anybody out here is interested in participating in the workshop, if you can I'm going to put in the feed of this video my email address, and if you email me and tell me that you're interested, then I will allow you to come in. You can be one of my students, and you can be a part of the workshop, and then that way you can learn what I've learned as I've gone through my journey. I'm sharing with you all. So I will contact you based on if you are interested. You send me your email information and I will contact you, and we will set something up in order to put you into the program so that you can go through the workshop as well. Okay, and I'm offering this workshop to be free until the end of the month. So we have a couple weeks to go through this process to be able to help you to be able to get on a good solid foundation for healing. You can also use this along with if you're in some type of a workshop or session, if you're going to therapy, if you're in a support group, or say maybe you're in a support group on Facebook, you can still use this as a way to help you go through your healing. Okay, so you can just let your doctor know, hey, I'm participating in this workshop. This is what it is. Share the information with your therapist or with your support group members, so that way they'll know what you're a part of. It will definitely make a tremendous difference in your life, but it's something that you have to not just read it, you have to participate with it, and you have to apply it to your life in order for it to make a difference. That's something that I had to learn along the way. I was reading different books and, like, why isn't this happening? Because I was not applying what I was learning from in the pages of those books. So that's what I want to share with you. You have to apply what you've been taught in the pages of the books that I've written, okay, in order for it to make a difference in your life. All right. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is too, if you purchase the book and you'd like to be a part of the book club that I have as well, then you can contact me by email and just say, hey, I want to be a part of the book club as well. And then that way we can read it, we can go through the process, and this way you'll be able to, get the healing that you need. And more important, you get the support that you need. And that's what's important as we go through and we start unveiling, digging deep into our emotions and what we've dealt with. It's not easy to move forward past that because you're opening up, old wounds and, being able to be vulnerable at that time. And sometimes it's not easy for us to be vulnerable because we'd rather go back into that shell because it's our comfort. We got those protective walls up because it's our comfort zone. But I want you to open up those comfort zones and be able to Open up and talk about what you've gone through. Write it down in your journal in order for you to get the healing that you need. I no longer want you to deal with anxiety, deal with stress, deal with depression, deal with PTSD, because you're dealing with and holding on to these negative emotions, and it's taking control over your body. Okay, I want you to gain back control over your body so that you can live a life that's unrecognizable for you, and it's also an enjoyable, fulfilling life that you can say, I am really truly living my life that I want to live, and now I am actually authentically loving myself. So I look forward to hearing from you all. Please, somewhere on this video, just click on become a subscriber so you can continue to keep seeing the videos, and also click on the bell so you can hit the notifications. You can get those as well every time I upload a new video. So I look forward to hearing and seeing any kind of comments that you have, and seeing you all on the next video. You all have a great rest of your evening. Bye bye.